Hi, and welcome back to Studio Tamera, the Mystical Paintress. Today, we are going plein air painting with the Michigan Plein Air Painters. It's November. I just geared up all my warm stuff. Let's go. It's 32 degrees out. November. It's going to be fun. Busted out all the fur and the warm stuff for this one. Trying to check my heated socks and make sure the batteries are on. It's gonna be a beautiful morning to paint. Such a beautiful place here. Beer. So most of the group went down by the water. I am just adjusting my Soltech easel. And then we'll get started. I have decided on this scene in front of me. That's what we're gonna paint. Time to sketch it in my book. So getting out the viewfinder to select a composition. Yeah. Oh wow, there it is. So I use Gamsol to thin the oil. And then I do a mini painting in my book. Now I have a good guideline. So today, the first thing I'm going to do, mix a little umber and cobalt, and then add a little white, and it makes this gray kind of background. And then I also want to get this little front tree here in, which I want you to kind of look through this tree as a viewer later. So I don't want to have a lot of detail. I don't want you to get stuck there. But yeah, we definitely want to have this tree in. It's got a little darker, it had a little damage here at the bottom, almost looks like, so. Just using umber, cobalt, and white to make these kind of gray colors. Try to keep this that soft. All right, where these knots are, and right under the branches, they're darker. And you just gotta kind of let them go wild here, because nature's very random. Trees are also. The next thing I want to do is kind of negative paint these yellow branches. So I'm going to need some background color, just blues and browns again. I'm not going to put, might even add a little orange, but I'm not going to put a lot of color into the end. So what I want to do here is just basically maybe make it a little darker. Negative paint these in. Another cool lesson to learn is you can take a rag with a little turp on it, and you can also wipe off where you want the leaves to be. If it's too wet, use the drier side. So let's say I want some leaves here, and I want some here. See how you can wipe it away. I'm mixing a little white and blue here. Real quick, just want to suggest a few areas in the sky. So I'm just going to put in a couple here because I want to just lay in a little bit of the blue. I don't want it to be too blue. It's not a very blue day. It's almost white, actually. So put a little blue in here, maybe be good. Sometimes you can just stand back and put in a little colors, and it's just fun, relaxing. The light's gonna come and go, and it will definitely change on us. So we're aware of that. All right, wow, look at that. Beautiful. Well, I'm gonna mix a little cad yellow and cadmium yellow and orange. And I'm just kind of letting the brush dance a little bit here. Keeping my reference at heart, at mind. Isn't this fun? This is so fun. So lucky to be out here in nature with this wonderful tree and be able to do this. Got the sun on my board, as you could see. Interesting, because it was supposed to rain today. But that's okay, because part of the challenge of plein air painting. Now I'm using a little sienna, creating some broken color. Because I am far away from the Michigan plein air painters today, I can talk. Normally, I wouldn't talk much in a video because it would distract all my friends who are trying to paint. I'm just using a little sienna and orange just to create a little broken color so it looks real. The late great Jerry Powers said to me, make sure you have broken color so it looks real. Okay. Now I'm going to get out a little sap green and mix it with a little, do I want ochre? Yeah, maybe fall. And a little white. And just suggest some of this in here a little bit. You know, this is all trial and error painting. You just kind of try to paint what you see. Make it a little darker maybe. Back behind. I don't want it to look like that though. I want to keep it grayed out. I don't want it too green because this isn't spring. This is fall. It's actually November. Oh my goodness. Time goes by so fast. Isn't this fun? This is such a lovely experience to be out here. One way to mix a real dark color close to black is with ultramarine blue and burnt umber. If you must use a dark, broken darks are much better than straight black most of the time. I hate to say rules because they're always broken. Rules are broken, made to be broken. So oil painting is a series of problem solving. So Now the light's back now. The light comes and goes constantly. Now I have light on my board, but I have to keep asking myself, you know, what does this look like? What do I need to put here? What's there? How can I make this? I added a little purple to my gray mixture that I made with cobalt and sienna. And I'm just kind of trying to get that speckled woods behind in here. The illusion of it, at least. So I'm just playing with the colors, getting in a little bit of the broken kind of foreground leaves. I'm going to smooth out these far trees with a dry brush like this. So we still have the illusion of the branches and the sky, but it's pushed back. See how that pushes it back? The sharper it is, the closer it'll be. And when it's kind of blurred like this, it pushes it all back there. Yep, I'm gonna add a little bit of highlights with some cad yellow light and white. The secret with the highlights is certainly less is more. So you don't want to overdo it. Using my palette knife, I load just one edge, and that's how I get that tree effect. It's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'm going to stop. One of the most important things about plein air painting is just knowing when to stop. A couple other fun facts. There are white oak, which are round tops, red oak, which are pointed, bur oak, which are shaped really cool. And then also, remember, every giant oak tree began with a little tiny acorn. That should help inspire you to remember. One more cool thing about oak trees, acorn cap whistle. See if I can do it. Maybe not with my gloves. Let's try. It worked. Acorn cap whistle. This is my brush holder. And these are some new brushes I'm trying out. But what I do is I clean them real good in the Gamsol, wipe them on a rag, put them in my brush holder, then I take them home and I use lava soap and warm water and clean my brushes. And that's how we do it. Just make sure I get the majority of the paint off. All right. I wonder how many other people stop and notice things like these beautiful raindrops on this leaf. I love it. It's beautiful. So I am going to sign it with my signature red and be done with it. Oftentimes people go home and they work on their plein air paintings at home and they mess them up and they lose that free, spontaneous color and feeling of being out in nature. I'm trying to talk and sign my name at the same time. There it is. So please don't forget, I have a plein air painting book called Plein Air Painting Tips and Tales on Etsy. Thank you to all my subscribers on Patreon. Keep my channel going. I appreciate you. These paintings are for sale in my Etsy shop, Studio Tamera. Have an awesome day and paint on.